Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Okay, welcome to another reading of Mehera-Meher. This is chapter 130, titled Strictly Confidential. Why don't we get Eva to read while sh
Here.
she, she's still in the room?
Okay, I'll do that. It's going to be short though because my voice is on and off.
Oh, but very sexy. I love that.
Well, I mean, that's the only compliment
Are
I've
you
ever gotten.
recording? Are you recording?
We
Uh,
are recording. Yes, we are recording for
That's a lot of work to
posterity.
come into our recordings.
Go ahead, my love.
but I don't see the book.
Oh, you
Oh,
don't?
No,
You,
oh wait, here it is. Yeah. 130, strictly confidential. Mayor Baba had some relief from his poor health from the humorous notes Dun Sata occasionally wrote him. Despite her muscular dystrophy, Dune possessed a keen mind and a witty sense of humor. She elaborated she elaborately decorated birthday and other cards for Baba and Mehera, tediously gripping the brush or pen in her fist and mouth. Your letters make us chuckle, Mani wrote Dune on 13 September 1960, and tickle us to no end without such aids as added jokes, and the smile they bring to Baba is special, for it's a seclusion smile. As we are having the same rain you are having, it makes you dear ones in Nagar feel closer than ever to us in Merazad. A week later, Gohir replied, your news bulletin from the AP, Akbar Press, was read to beloved Baba and all here. Honestly, your witty humor does create a cheerful atmosphere, and it's wonderful to see beloved Baba smile and laugh at times. In November, Dune said flowers to Merazad. Beloved Baba and Mayara were deeply touched by your loving gesture, wrote Goher. The lovely flowers you sent had flowered so early, Mara put them in a vase near Baba's photo. When Goher wrote replies, she used the blank back of printed handouts from the Japanese consulate as stationery. Her sister Katie worked at the consulate in Bombay, and instead of discarding the extra sheets, she salvaged them and brought them to Merazad for the Mandalese correspondence needs. As always, nothing was ever wasted around Baba. At the beginning of 1961, Baba dictated a private letter to some of his close lovers, Katie, Arnavaz, Khorshed, the Jasiwalas, asking them, in case something happened to him, whether they would be willing to stay with Mehera. Each was to send a reply. The letter came as a total surprise. We were all shocked, Manu Jasawala recalled. Baba was preparing us. Arnavas was told that she could visit Bombay and live with her husband, Nariman, who could also come and stay at Merazad. But Arnavaz must stay with Mehera most of the time, wherever she was. The Dadachanjis responded that they would abide by Baba's wishes. And
can you write
side
a side note?
Yes, each of the Jesawala women at Bindra House received her own copy. Arnavas was told that, okay, I read that. Here is Baba's letter through Erich to Khorshed and her reply, strictly confidential, 10 January 1961, Merazad Ahmednagar. My dear Khorshid, yesterday, while speaking about new life, Baba inquired as to what were his wishes during the new life, in case he dropped his body and Mehera survived him. I replied that at the time of the new life, he had wished that Mani Goher Meheru should continue to live with Mehera as long as Mehera survived. Hearing this, Baba informed me that he had already told the women now living at Meherazad that in case Mehera survived after he dropped his body, which may not at all happen, then Mani, Goher, Meru, Naja, and Rano should continue as far as possible to live together with Mehera, whether Mehera stayed in Meherazad or on Meherabad Hill. Baba wants me to let you know this, and hence this letter to you. Baba further wants me to let you know that with the rest of the women then living with her, Baba also wishes you to stay as far as possible with her as long as she lives and wherever she prefers to live, Meherazad or Meherabad Hill. Baba wants you to keep this strictly confidential, and you are asked not to mention anything of this to Mehera if you happen to visit Meherazad or Guru Prasad in the near future. Baba also wants that you do not inform even Sunamasi about this at this stage. When the time comes, what Baba wants you to do before you join Mehera is that you should first try to settle your mother in Bombay at some of your relatives and then come to stay with Mehera. Of course, only if and when such occasion arises. If at that time no arrangement can be made for Sunamasi at your relative's place in Bombay, then Baba permits you to also bring Sunamasi with you to stay near Mehera. Baba wants you to write an acknowledgement to this letter addressed to Mani or to Goher, but not to Mehera. Baba does not want you to feel in the least worried over anything untoward happening, for nothing is going to happen that is beyond the knowledge of your beloved Baba. Baba's health is steadily improving, and he sends his love to you. Yours lovingly, Erich. P.S. Baba expressly wants me to add in this letter that Baba says, translated from Gujarati, don't think useless thoughts. You all will expire at the proper time before Baba. This is Baba's wish, expressed by him after some topic coming up. Mani had also tried to ease the shock for the Jaswalas by writing a footnote in Gujarati on each letter that had been sent, which read, "Don't worry and don't repeat this." Judging from Khorshid's response, which is given below, these assurances at the end of the letter were not very effective. Omegar Mansion, Warden Road, Bombay, 16 January 1961. My most beloved Baba, I received your loving letter by dear Erich on the 14th evening. My dear Baba, your Khorshid will fulfill your wish by her loving heart. Khorshid will do her best what you want her to do by any cost. Khorshid will stay with Mehera as long as she lives and wherever she prefers to live. Khorshid will do her best to please Mehera. Only she felt sorry because there was written in your letter, of course, if and when such occasion arises, that it is not certain to stay with your loving presence for all times. Long before I had decided whenever anything happens to my loved one, I will do myself to die soon after you. I prefer to die in your hand. What a good fortune if I had. I do not like the very idea to drop your body before mine.
Hmm.
Mossy is eager to drop her body on your beloved's feet. She told me once a bird was died and beloved Baba was bearing it at the time. Mossy said to Baba, I also wanted to be buried by your beloved's hand. And Baba said yes. So she always thinks about it. She is very fond of Meherabad and often says to me she wants to die there. I do not think to keep her with any of my relatives because she hates Bombay. But if you want me to do, I will do. But it will be hard on her. I am not feeling good to hear about you talking about your dropping body so soon. I feel deep down in my heart for you, even though I have to go to Navsari. I attend the marriage for giving the present since I arranged it to go. My loving kisses to you, my king of heart. Don't misunderstand with this letter if you then ask me again, but please don't keep me in dark. I haven't said a word to Mossy about your letter. I will keep to myself all that. Please let me have an answer for this letter if you get it safely. Yours ever loving, Khorshid.
Oh, that's so touching. You
Yes,
know
It
how
is touching, yes,
how
very.
her English, it's so nice to hear her English, from a Gujarati
mhm,
standpoint, I guess. Go
yes.
go on, my dear.
By his birthday in February 1961, Baba was feeling better. He had ended his seclusion and fasting, and the herpes rash had subsided. Gohare and Don were concerned about the amount of calories and sugar Baba was taking, so Gohare prepared this chart of Baba's diet on 23 February. 8 a.m., 4 ounces of strained juice of black raisins. 8:30 a.m., 1/2 boiled egg, porridge with cream, half banana, 5-ounce tea, half water, half milk. 9:30 a.m., 2 ounces of raw liver juice with chicken
Yuck.
crack. Oh,
Ugh.
gross. 9:45 a.m., 4 ounces sweet lime or orange juice. 10:30 a.m., 2 ounces of cabbage juice. 11:30 a.m., wheat gruel and 2 tablespoons of Horlicks. 12:30 p.m., 4 ounces of mutton soup, 4 ounces of rice, 2 ounces grated apple, 5 ounces soda water. 3 p.m., 4 ounces coffee, 1 biscuit, cookie or cracker. 4 p.m., 5 ounces pomegranate juice, 1 or 2 fresh figs. 5 p.m., 4 ounces of water. 6 p.m., light supper of approximately 4 ounces of spinach or okra, really rice. And sidebar, Baba did not usually have breakfast, but because of Don and Goher's concern about his health, they had talked Baba, at least briefly, into having something in the morning besides tea.
Huh. 2 ounces of raw liver juice. I
Uh,
think, Marvin, don't you have that every day? A couple times a day? Could you unmute, please, Marvin, and continue reading?
Did you say raw liver juice?
That's what That's what
No,
the
no,
text
I
says.
don't. I don't have that every day.
Do
I
you
did,
want to read?
however. I did. Well, let's not go into that. Let me go into
Yeah.
the reading.
Do you want to read, my dear?
All right.
From Baba Left.
Baba left for Guru Prasad with the women on 22nd March and stayed there for 4.5 months. Whenever driving to Pune, they usually left Merazad by 8 or 8:30 a.m., arriving 2 or 3 hours later. At Guru Prasad, their normal routine was as follows. Baba got up at 5:30 or 6 a.m. An outer door to his bedroom gave onto a veranda through which the Mandali entered. When the Mandali left, Baba rang a bell. Mehera entered first through an inner connecting door, which was always kept shut, and the others came inside for a few minutes. Inside a few minutes later, Baba's mosquito net was then pulled up. The women inquired about his condition, and Baba told them whether he slept well or not. The women sat and massaged his legs, neck, and arms as Baba lay down. After 10 or 15 minutes, perhaps half an hour, Baba said that he wanted to get up. He sat up. Since it was summer, Baba was not wearing anything except chadis, boxer shorts. Nothing on top when he slept. While Mehera helped him with his sadra or a coat, someone else brought his sandals and placed them on his feet. Taking Mehera's support, Baba left the room, the rest of the women following. Walking slowly, Baba stepped into the passageway between the bathroom and toilet, then into the next bedroom, used by Meru, Khorshid, and whoever else was there, and into the drawing room and dining room. The red chair, now kept in Mandali Hall at Merazad, was the chair Baba used at the dining table at Guru Prasad. Seated at the table, Baba gargled a little with water to rinse out his mouth. When the tea was ready, Mehera served him. After breakfast, while still at the dining table, Baba shaved. Mehera handed him the rechargeable electric razor. When he finished, Mehera turned his chair quickly and faced it towards another stool, on which was kept a large aluminum basin. Mehera brought a bucket of warm water, since Baba did not like hot water. Meru was in charge of the general household, but if Khorshid were there, she arranged the water and basin for washing. Mehera tied a plastic bib around Baba's neck so he would not splash himself, and held the soup ready. Soap. Baba washed his own face and hands, taking the soap from her. Mehera then poured water over his hands and handed him a towel. In the meantime, the full basin of water was removed. Mehera unfastened the bib and handed it to one of the other women to keep away. Meru removed the bucket. In the early days at Meherabad, Baba had used milk and sulfur soap, a small almond-colored bar. At Upper Meherabad, during the time of the Mad and Must ashrams, he often used carbolic soap, but it chafed his sensitive skin. He switched to Pears, a glycerin bar, which he liked. Someone gave him Erasmic soap, which he used for some time, and then Kutikura soap. Camay and a white rose scented soap were also used. After the second accident, Harry Kenmore sent some soap for Baba, writing that it was the best soap available. It was yellow with many different natural ingredients, such as milk, honey, and so on. The soap did not have much of a fragrance, and Baba always preferred a strongly scented soap. But since Harry had sent it with so much love, Baba used it. After washing his face, sometimes, if he was in the mood, Goher played the radio, either BBC, Radio Ceylon, or a ghazal from Radio Pakistan. After that, Baba stood and went to the mandali. Goher quickly went ahead to ring the bell in between the connecting rooms and open the door and draw the curtain. Mehera walked with Baba as far as the door. Then either Erich or Francis was with Baba as he entered the mandali's hall. Baba sat in his chair. Mehera brought Baba's glass, making sure it was spotless, and Goher took it to the Mandali's side and kept it on Baba's side table. Baba liked aerated water, usually plain soda, and he drank a few sips or half a glass while he was with the Mandali. Sidebar, more footnote. Mehera saw to Baba's drinking water in Pune. It had to be boiled and then cooled. Meru. Baba had the door shut and was with the Mandali, said Gohar, and we would start doing our own work. Everybody was busy. Mehera and Meru did Baba's room, cleaning his utensils, washing his potty. If Khurshid was there, she and Meru washed Baba's clothes. Mehera loved to wash Baba's sadras, but Baba said that the others would do it. Every day the linens from Baba's bed needed washing because Baba perspired a lot in the hot weather, especially around the neck area. And we have a note. Baba's bedding too was aired daily on a clothesline strung outside his room on the veranda. In the later years, Meru washed Baba's coats and other clothing in Tide detergent, sent by Ann Forbes of Miami. The hardest part was having to iron the sadras, which Mehera did not care to do. In the old days, she had solved this problem by spreading Baba's sadra on a clean sheet on his bedding and then folding it, and it would nicely iron itself. Now, either Meru or Rano ironed Baba's clothes with an old-fashioned coal-heated iron. The women did not own an electric iron during Baba's lifetime. Meals came from Binger House, prepared by Guy Mai and Manu, with Naja's help. Basically, Mehera had the same amount of work that she had at Merazad, Goher continued. In between, she relaxed or did her own chores. No one came to see us. Sometimes the Bombay ladies came in if Baba sent them. Perrin, Gulnar, or Gaimai came very infrequently. Every day we were just by ourselves, except at darshan time. Between 11 and noon, the Mandali rang the bell again. Goher informed Mehera that the bell was being rung, so she remained ready inside the door. Half the double French glass doors were open, and Mehera stayed on the closed side. As soon as it opened, Baba stepped in. Mehera took his arm and led him to the dining table, if he wanted to go there. If it were earlier, he went to his bedroom and lay down for some time. Often, when Baba came to his bedroom at Guru Prasad, if Meru should be standing by the door on the threshold, Baba noticed and pointed out, "Don't stand on the threshold. Step down." So whenever Meru crosses a threshold or sees anyone else do so, she remembers Baba's words and steps over it and not on it. Sidebar, the threshold of a tomb is considered sacred, which is why one should never step on the threshold of Baba's Samadhi, but always step over it. In his room, Rano read articles from Time magazine that she thought Baba might find interesting. Ivy Deuce had recently given them a subscription to Life magazine as well. Mehera, Meru, or Goher also sat near Baba in case he needed something. The other women came and went as their work permitted. Baba liked cucumbers. And sidebar, Baba ate only the soft inside part of the cucumber with the seeds. But he did not like them with his meal. He wanted them served separately in his room, especially in Pune in the summertime. So Mehera brought them on a plate while Rano read to him. Before serving it, Mehera took a large kitchen kerchief from the table by Baba's bed. Baba had his head on the pillow, and so he lifted his head slightly, and Mehera slipped the kerchief under him, so no cucumber juice fell on the pillow. After she put the plate near him once, Baba asked her, "Do you like cucumbers?" "Yes, Baba, I do." "I also like them. It's good for the stomach." "Yes," Mehera agreed. "It's cooling and nice." Baba took a piece and ate it slowly while lying down. Rano continued reading. After some time, Baba was ready for lunch. Again, Mehera walked with him, bringing him to the table. If there were anything noteworthy that had happened on the Mandali's side, Baba related it to the women, or he might tell them about an interesting letter that had come. If Mani knew the gist of what had happened on the men's side, as she was sometimes present, she said it out quickly, so that the telling did not strain Baba.
The sidebars too. There's
Oh,
a one
we'll get to it in a second, Mikal, because it refers to
further on. Okay.
a little
Okay.
further on. Thanks.
When Baba began having his lunch, the women ate with him. Mehera put a few buds of magna in a bowl of water on the table so that its sweet aroma, similar to a magnolia's, would make Baba feel hungry. Sidebar. A magna is a double-petaled, white, fragrant flower from a shrub.
It reads Mogra.
Mogra. Oh,
Mogra.
yeah, that's an O. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. When Baba began having his lunch, the women ate with him. Mehera put a few buds of mogra in a bowl of water on the table so that, oh, we read that. Okay. So sweet aroma. Okay. When he finished eating, they brought a small wash basin. Mehera poured water and handed Baba the soap. He washed, sitting at the table. He sat for a little while talking, discussing something. If he wanted to, he went and rested again. While he was resting in the afternoon, all the women were with him, and Mani read a book. Goher, however, caught up on her chores then. While Baba was relaxing with the women, she said, I would be doing other work, seeing to medicines, lots of other things to be done. So this would be my chance to get some things done. I would come and go. Baba sent for me if he needed something, medicine for digestion, for example. Baba was especially pleased whenever he passed a large stool. Me too. The Mandali found it incredible that Baba often passed much more than he had ingested because he ate very little in the later years.
Maybe he was a secret eater.
Sweet, sweet. So sweet.
At 2:30 or 3 p.m., Baba returned to the Mandali. At 3 o'clock, Meru prepared a cup of tea for Baba, and Meru placed it on a tray. Goher took the tray to him at the Mandali's, or Baba had his tea and then walked to the Mandali's side. Tea was taken in the dining room. The women had some too. Unlike the previous 2 years, when Baba had given darshan each Sunday, in 1961, visitors were not permitted to come to Guru Prasad except for a few days in May. Baba, however, did take some exercise by playing ping pong, darts, carom, and a few other games. The ping pong table at Guru Prasad was there only for a short while, but after Baba returned to Mehrazad in August 1961, a table from Villa was brought to Mehrazad as well. Baba had a ping pong table at Upper Mehrabad, both in the early days and later when the women lived on the hill, and one was kept at Mehrazad for a short time as well. If there were a darshan program, Baba would
Whoops.
Baba would come inside until 6 or 6:30 p.m. He used
Would
to
not come.
would not come until 6 or 6:30. He used to come back very tired sometimes, Mehera related. She asked Meru to keep a basin full of warm water ready to soak his feet so that if Baba agreed, Meru would be prepared to wash his face and feet. But usually he was disinclined. Baba was very reluctant to do it, said Goher. He didn't like all these things to be done. Mehera kept it ready. We brought it and put in some bath salts. Mehera scrubbed his feet, let them soak, and then washed them off. He didn't like it at all, but he knew it was good for him, so he would allow Mehera to do it. Then he retired to his room, and Bao came. We all came out, Mehera saying good night last. When she came out, we shut the door, and I called Bao. He would be waiting, but unless I went and called him, he wouldn't go into Baba's room. We never saw Baba at night unless he was very ill. Then I would be called to attend to him. And Side says, Goher, let me read that. Goher slept outside the inner door of Baba's bedroom. To summon her, Baba tapped lightly on the door, careful not to make much noise, which might wake Mehera or Mani. The first Darshan program at Guru Prasad that year was held on 7th May, but it was restricted to children under 12. To circumvent this restriction, Baba's twin nephews, Rustam and Sorab, 16, dressed up as a mother and baby so that they too could attend. Later, they did a skit for Baba in which one of them was Baba and the other was Erich. Baba laughed so hard he had tears in his eyes and had to ask for a handkerchief. Said Mani, although Baba's laughter was silent, you could truly say that Baba laughed. When we saw Baba laugh, it was more natural than anyone's sound. Baba really laughed without making a sound. He put his finger on his lips. He would laugh and then say, "It's enough now. It's paining." His cheeks are paining. Another Darshan program was held at the end of May, but this was not enough to satisfy the twins' desire to see Baba. The Mandali had been in correspondence with a young Western woman, Anne Conlon, whom they were expecting to arrive at any moment. On 26 May, Sorab, dressed as a woman, and attempted to gain admittance to Guru Prasad. When Sorab appeared at Guru Prasad, Erich and the other Mandali assumed it must be Anne Conlon and escorted her inside. Goher peeked out to see who had come and was the first woman to greet the visitor. She called Mani, saying that Anne Conlon had arrived. Sorab, wearing earrings, cheap beads, a scarf, a short frock, high heels, and no stockings, came near the drawing room door and stopped. Mani thought Anne must be shy and started telling her about Guru Prasad, how fortunate she was to come to Guru Prasad, where Darshan takes place. As Mani was talking, she noticed Anne's cheap bead necklace. Perhaps this is the fashion nowadays in America, Mani thought charitably. Then her eyes went to Anne's red handbag. I couldn't believe it, Mani recalled. This was my own purse that I had given to her niece, Gulnar, with the mended strap and all. Mani looked closely at the face and realized finally who it was. I know who you are, she said to herself with a chuckle. Going along with the ruse, Mani went inside the women's quarters and announced that Anne Conlon had arrived. Rana was sent to chat with Anne and was so completely taken in. She gave Saurabh a tour of Guru Prasad, telling him how when hundreds would come, the Darshan hall would be full, and it was such a beautiful sight and so on. Meanwhile, as Rana was talking, she too noticed what Anne was wearing. Nothing matches, Rana thought. She's wearing a drop earring with a scarf. Rana became worried. This girl is representing America? My God, what will they, Mehera and the girls, think? Trying to make conversation, she inquired, Did you have a good flight? Yup, Saurabh replied in a clipped monosyllable. Did you stay in Bombay? Yup. How strange, Rana thought. Whenever I ask, the only reply she gives is, yup. Meanwhile, the women had dropped what they were doing and were dashing about, tidying up, and changing into their good clothes. Mehera was scurrying to put on a new skirt and blouse. Never mind, Mani said. Don't hurry so much. Just come as you are. Don't change. Anne is a very simple and nice girl. I was rushing to change my skirt and blouse, Mehera remembered, as I was not presentable. Mani said not to do anything. Khorshid had just washed Baba's clothes, and being summertime was perspiring. She wanted to change her clothes too. We looked so funny, all fighting to get in front of the mirror and comb our hair. Let me put some powder on my face. Each was trying to look her best. Monty kept saying, "Come along, girls, it's okay." We didn't understand how it could be all right. Mira continued. Monty said, "Don't shake hands with Anne." Baba said not to shake hands with her. Baba said not to shake hands with her? I thought. Not to greet her? It was all very odd. I went in and go here too. Said, "Don't shake hands." My, this was something new. A girl had come and has come and not even to shake hands with her, leaving aside embracing, which we always did. She's come from so far, and just to stand in front of her, I reasoned that Anne must have a bad cold. Mary came out and looked at Anne Conlon, quote unquote. Beryl Williams had sent a photograph of herself and Anne 2 years before when she wrote to Mara about Anne. The first thing Mara said was, "You look quite different from your photo, Anne." Sorb nodded in agreement. Korshed, Meru, and others came forward and greeted her. In order to get her to leave, Mani now told Anne, quote unquote, to go to Baba. The others did not mind because Anne was new, and being unable to speak with her on a familiar basis, they were not very comfortable. Besides, Mira had to be careful not to touch her. Sorb started to leave, and they followed him towards the entrance. They noticed how he was wobbling in the high heels. The girl can't even walk properly, Mira thought. Maybe there's something wrong with her legs. Her legs were not shaved either. Portia whispered to Mara in Gujarati, "Anne Conlon looks like a barrel." Mara remarked, "You know, for some reason, she reminds me an awful lot of the twins. Just look at those hairy legs. She looks like the twins and walks like them, too." It was summer. Inside the hall, Baba was wearing only boxer shorts. Anne was coming from the veranda side, which took time. Anxiously, Mara told Khorshid, "Tell Baba to put on a sadra." Khorshid was reluctant, as she thought Baba would not like it if she barged in the hall where men were present. But Mara added, "Tell Baba, Mara has said this." And Mara pushed Khorshid through their connecting door. Baba said, "It's all right. Whatever I have on is all right." Khorshid reported, "Baba says that what he has on is all right." Mara was very surprised. Anne sat in front of Baba, and soon Nariman came into the hall. Anne stood to greet him. Meherji too was fooled. When the women were told about the deception, they howled with laughter. Baba also laughed. Rano, however, was indignant. Here I was, thinking Anne didn't answer me properly the whole time. I was giving her the tour. She kept muttering, "Yup, yup," to everything I said. As it turned out, the real Anne Conlon arrived the following day. When she came inside, she ran into Baba's arms. I only saw his eyes, she remembered. Anne stayed in Pune for a few days and had a desire to dress up for Baba, but she had not brought anything special to wear. On 31st May, the last day of her visit, after seeing Baba and going to the women's side, Mira brought out a bright purple sari with a gold border. Mira explained that the sari was hers and that they wanted to give Baba a surprise by dressing Anne in a sari. Happily, Anne agreed. The women flitted around her, and Goher instructed, "Now when you go to Baba, fold your hands and say Namaste, Baba."
What about the side note?
I think, well, we'll see. Keep reading.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think we came to it yet.
And felt.
Anne felt as if she were in a fog. They wrapped the sari on her, and Goher opened the door and let her inside. Anne's only thought was, the thing is going to fall down in front of all these men. But she managed to remember to say, Namaste, Baba. Baba's eyes opened wide, his eyebrows arched, and he gestured, "Beautiful." Mehera told Anne later that Baba said she could give Anne the sari as a present. Let's see that sidebar.
Oh, then she felt that he fall off.
Since the 14th of May, we have been having thunderstorms and heavy rains almost daily every evening. The electricity often fails at such times, and so Baba has had to be without the electric fan. This has been a blessing in disguise to his new lovers, especially boys, who vie with each other to fan him in turns when the weather is warm. This is from a letter from Mehera to Ella Winterfeld and other Western women.
Thanks a lot, Marvin.
Okay.
Mikal.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah.
Instances. Oh, what a ruse. Okay.
Meherazad Garden, 1963. It's from a film, courtesy J. Sukadwala.
Sukadwala is the father of the twins. He took the photo. Oh, so he could see Mera in 63. Interesting. If he could take the photo, he saw her. Wow.
Go ahead, Mikal.
131 Kawalis and Hobbits. In Pune for a number of mornings or evenings, Baba went for a short drive with Mera and other women. He allowed them to go shopping a few times, also on their own. Twice, Baba went with the women to the tomb of Jungli Maharaj on the Deccan side of town. This locality had once been a Sikh jungle, hence the name of the saint who suddenly appeared around 1870 and resided there until his death 20 years later. He was said to be humble and generous, and Baba revealed that he was on the sixth or seventh plane. Photos of saints and perfect masters had been hung on the walls of the temple at Jungli Maharaj's tomb, and amongst them was a large photograph of Meher Baba. Baba pointed to it and bowed to his old photo. "We felt so happy," said Mera. "I kissed and touched his photo. Baba told us to come and see the Samadhi. He walked around it and we followed. Nearby was a cave, Pataleshwar Caves, where Baba had sat in seclusion in 1951. He pointed it out to us and remarked that he liked this place. He liked to go there. Whenever I pass on the way to the dentist, I bow to Jungli Maharaj's Samadhi because I know Baba's photo is inside and Baba has taken us there." Baba's photograph had since been removed. On the same road is a statue of the Indian queen Jhansi Ki Rani, whom Mera greatly admired. Whenever they passed the statue, Baba pointed it out and remarked on the queen's bravery. Silence Day was observed in Gaur Prasad only once in 1961. It was hot that day and Mera was resting in the afternoon. She felt groggy when she woke up, but came to the dining room table to have tea. Baba was with the Mandali in the next room. Completely forgetting that it was Silence Day, Mera asked, "Where is yesterday's piece of cake?" Mera and the others quickly put their fingers to their lips to remind her to be quiet. The women had wondered why Baba wished to stay in Pune longer that year. "We found it strange that Baba said he would stay in Pune till the end of July," Mera recalled, "but we were comfortable at Guru Prasad and didn't mind." They soon found out the reason for Baba's delayed departure when a flood threatened Pune on the 12th July. Hours before, Baba had been to Bund Garden and dipped his feet into the Musa River. It was such a coincidence that Baba was in Pune in 1961 when the flood came. Afterwards, we asked Baba's permission and went to see the rush of water at Boon Gardens. The water was just touching the bridge, not going over it, but almost. There was so much water, one couldn't go near it. From the road, we watched the river, which,
Did you read this every other year they would be in Meherazad by 10 July?
oh, no.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
sure. So from the road we watched the river, which
Was so full you couldn't see the banks. The loud rushing noise of the flowing river was non-stop. It became chilly and cold. I started feeling giddy when I saw the water. Years before, during World War II perhaps, when Baba had remarked about the deteriorating condition of the world, his mother, Shirin Mai, had said, Merog, don't let Pune be destroyed by fire. Let Pune drown. Don't let there be bombs and fire. So, in deference to his mother's wish, it appeared there had been a flood. On the side note, it says the flood caused extensive damage, but fortunately it was contained to certain low-lying sections of the city only, and Guru Prasad was not affected. In Merwan Jiswala's book, he says they had a horrible um, water problem at that time because it was all the dams that brought all that flooding. And the dams broke and they didn't have water. It was terrible. And everyone came to Baba's house to take water from the well in Baba's house. On 27 July, Baba visited Babajan's tomb. Another time when Mera, Mani, Meru, and Goher were with him in the car, Baba told them to bow to Babajan's photo at her samadhi and repeat certain words or lines of prayer. He told Mera specifically to say certain words, that Baba's work should be successful and that everything should be as Baba wanted it to be. It was 2 lines that I was to repeat 7 times, bowing 7 times to Babachan's tomb. After each time I said it. Then we left. The car parked on the side lane. Baba was sitting in it, so it wasn't parked on the road. Baba's back was to the main road, so that people coming and going didn't recognize or see him. When the women were done, Baba told them to get in the car. He then went and bowed at Babajan's samadhi. Before leaving the car, however, he told the women not to watch him, so they did not actually see him bow down. Another time, when they went to Babajan's samadhi, Mera and the other women were told to wait in the car. Baba got out and bowed from a distance. Baba returned to Meherazad on 7 August. Before departing from Pune, he stopped at Bund Garden, another site associated with Hazrat Babajan, to give a final opportunity to his Pune lovers to wish him farewell. Babajan, how she knew Baba would come to Guru Prasad. What's that? I'll read it again. He stopped at Bund Garden, another site associated with Hazrat Babajan, to give a final opportunity for his Pune lovers to wish him farewell. Babajan, how she knew Baba would come to Guru Prasad, Mera pondered. During her last years, Babajan went to Bund Garden and sat, knowing that one day Meher Baba would be living on that road at Guru Prasad and visiting that tree in Bund Garden. Baba gave darshan under the same tree. Baba always drove back to Ahmednagar with the women. However, whenever he agreed to give darshan at Bund Gardens, he was dropped there first and the women were driven ahead to the other side of the river where they were to wait. Shaikh, the driver, parked their car in the Blue DeSoto on the opposite bank. under the hill with a large bungalow on top. Eager to see Baba from the car, Mehera and the others looked out to see what he was doing. From across the river, we could see all the lovers gathered and Baba's pink coat, Mehera said. But we wished we had a pair of binoculars to see properly. Once the women had driven without Baba to the top of the hill to see the bungalow, which had been converted into a school. They revisited it a second time after Baba dropped his body. After saying goodbye to his lovers, Baba got into Adi's car. When the drivers saw Baba's car coming over the bridge, their car left also. They drove further outside the city on the Punanagar road, where it was quiet and no one was around. There the car stopped and Baba got out of Adi's car and joined the women to travel to Merazad with them.
Oops.
In the car, Baba seated himself near the window to the left of Mera. Mera was in the middle again, and Mani to Mera's right. Goher and Meru sat in front with Shaikh. After the second accident, said Meru, for Baba, riding in the car was neither comfortable nor relaxing. His hip joint was very sensitive to the motion of the car. Mera asked Baba whether he was warm. After some distance, Baba asked what there was to eat. You always like to eat in the car. So did I. He wanted to eat something and get it over with. Mera explained. It was 10 or 10:30 by then. Gaimai and her family always came to Guru Prasad to say goodbye. We never left Pune early. By the time we had tea, washed and brushed, it would be 9 or 9:30 when we left, and Baba felt hungry. Mera carried a cushion which she put on Baba's lap to serve him, forming a flat level surface. It gave some height also. She spread a large piece of material over this coat, like an oversized napkin. Mani opened the tiffin carrier, and Mera served him rice, curry, and dal, pickle, and chutney, prepared by the Jeswalas. He ate a little rice, which was light and easily digestible. Sometimes he had dal with it, sometimes curry. They had bread also and a salad of chopped onions with coriander leaves and tomatoes. When Baba finished eating, Mera gave him soap from her bag. Meru and Goher handed Mera a basin. Shaikh was told to drive slowly as Mera poured water over Baba's hands, and Baba washed his hands and lips and dried his hands on the napkin. The basin with the water was passed to Mani, who chucked it out the window, taking care that no one was walking on the road. So that person would have been lucky to have been splashed with water Baba used to wash his hands, Mani noted humorously. Baba drank water in the car out of a collapsible plastic traveling cap given by Don. When Baba finished, he said, "You all start eating. Aren't you hungry?" And they said they were. "Come on then, eat." At Gore's feet was a basket full of mutton sandwiches, 2 sandwiches for each, hard-boiled eggs, green chilies, radishes, and raw tomatoes. They ate off paper plates. Mera liked to eat her boiled eggs last. She peeled and ate one, then another, then a third. I was very hungry. "Who wants some more eggs?" Goyer asked. "There's plenty here." Mera said she wanted another one. Baba turned to her and asked, "Haven't you had 3 already?" She admitted she had. "That's enough now," he said. "No more." I said, "All right." But I was longing to have another one. Very naughty Baba was. Once, on their way back to Ahmednagar, they spotted several gypsy women with large earrings and colorful dresses. Mani asked Baba if they could stop and take a picture of them. Baba permitted it. Mani got out of the car, and the gypsy stood proudly as 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 she took their photo in black and white. The gypsies did not see Baba. Another time they passed a Swami dressed in ochre robe. His hair was not long, and he was wearing tennis shoes and carrying an umbrella under his arm. What a farce, Mani thought. That man couldn't possibly be holy. Just look at how he's dressed. A little further down the road, Baba remarked, "You know, that Swami we just passed? High, very high. He's quite advanced and very good soul." Mani learned not to judge people by their outward appearance. What do I know? She asked herself. And is that for that? Baba never removed his sandals to enter Mandali Hall, though the Mandali and everyone else did so. Interesting. The Mandali, however, did not take off their sandals to go into Baba's room.
No.
But, yeah, you wanted to say something?
No, it's fine. Go on.
Okay. Back at Meherazad, life continued at its slower, more sedate pace, dominated as it was by Baba's poor health and his inner work. Again, Baba held Mera's hand to walk across the garden to Mandali Hall every morning. The men stood against the wall inside the hall so that Mera did not see them. Baba gestured that she should return to the house, and he went inside the hall alone. So then Baba never removed his sandals, but others did. While walking to the Mandali's side, after the second accident, Baba always wore two scarves, one to cover his head and one over his nose, due to the sensitivity of his sinus cavity to any breeze. One day he stopped walking and commented about marigold, which were in full bloom. "I like these flowers," he said. "They look beautiful." Mera never forgot Baba's comment and explained, "This is why I offer marigolds on Baba's image on the tree. The flowers keep fresh till the next morning. Roses have thorns and don't go there because they droop quickly. Marigolds are simple and sweet." Baba loved roses and marigolds. He liked wildflowers also. Marigolds have no scent, but the plant has some medicinal value. And on a side note, Mera did offer roses at other spots associated with Baba, on his Samadhi and Gadi, but she was careful to dethrone the stems first. In these later years, the women never picked flowers to make garlands for Baba, except on rare special occasions. During Baba's time, we never made garlands for him. That's interesting. Meru explained, "Our routine was so set. We didn't have that much time. While Baba was with the Mandali, we were getting Baba's um, room ready, his clothes washed, seeing to things in the garden, whatever Mara wanted done. I would tell the garden boys. Whatever Mara wanted done, I would tell the garden boys. We did a little gardening ourselves, but by that time, Baba would be coming back to the women's side. There was no time for garlands. On occasions like Diwali or other festive days, such as Krishna's birthday, we did garland Baba. Mera might make the garland herself or ask one of us to do it. During the last 2 or 3 years, Baba didn't wear garlands. When someone came to see him with a garland, he put out his arm and it was placed for a moment on his hand. He would not allow people to garland him. And on a side note, only after Baba dropped his body did Mera start making garlands from flowers Mera collected, and she placed these on Baba's bed and chair. Later, when the demand on Mera's time When the demand on Mera's time increased, Mera continued making garlands every morning for a few years. Outside Baba's room is a climbing plant called Christ's Cradle, which blooms twice a year in July and again late August or early September. Mera described this unique flowering vine. The Christ cradle starts to open at night 9 p.m. and is in full bloom at midnight. It is a white flower. Inside it looks like a baby lying in a cradle with stars over the cradle. By 5 a.m. It closes shut. One year I cut the flower and asked Baba if we could bring it to his room. Baba agreed. We put it in a vase. Baba stood outside while we women went in to show Baba the flower. We brought it into his room at 10:30 p.m. It was still only half open. Baba was pleased. In the morning it hadn't opened any more, as it only opens fully while on the tree. Some mornings around 11, when his hip was not bothering him too much, Baba took a walk with the men on the approach road as far as the large mango tree. He returned to the women's side for lunch. After lunch, Baba liked to listen to fascinating true-to-life adventure stories. Baba enjoyed funny things that happened in real life more than jokes, said Mera. He appreciated exciting stories. Delia sent magazines from England such as Country Life, Wildlife, and Tidbits. Sometimes they read stories from these to Baba. One was about a crocodile 30 feet long. How can it be? Baba wondered. He is the creator. How can it be? Baba wondered. And Mira and other women tried to imagine it. How big is this room? Baba asked. How much do you think the crocodile had to eat to stay alive? How big must must be his head? Other stories were about tigers, elephants in the jungle, and British explorers. So brave, Baba gestured, pulling his hand across his chest about someone's forced to camp along all night in the forest full of wild animals with 6 man-eaters stalking about. As mentioned in the afternoon, Baba came to the dining room to have a cup of tea. Before he returned to the hall to be with the Mandali, sometimes Mani read to him, or they played records or listened to music on the radio. In September 1961, a ban was again imposed on correspondence. Having more free time, Baba began listening to Qawwali records. After every afternoon, Baba called the men to the living room of the main house so they too could hear music. Mani worked the record player while Mera on the and the other women sat listening from Mera's bedroom. This,
Thank you, Mikal.
yeah.
I'll take a turn now. The side note, referring back to that magazine, established over 100 years ago, Country Life is a weekly magazine covering fine arts, architecture, gardening, farming, wildlife, fashion, and country matters and the traditional English way of life. So, listen, Mara, you'll like it, Baba gestured. Baba always took Mara's name and thought of her, Mani said. Baba also had the music stopped intermittently to explain the meaningful Urdu lines. Later, Mara suggested, Baba, how nice it would be if the lines could be put into English. Forget it, Baba said. English doesn't have the words to express such things. The one time in the day when Beloved really seems to relax and look refreshed, Mehera wrote to Adele Wolkin, is after an hour of his favorite budgeons and qawwali music, which he never tires of listening to, and which seems for a short space of time to lift the burden of his heavy seclusion. Before traveling to India, where Adele wanted to work as a nurse, she asked which phonograph record Mehera would like. Mani suggested she bring an album of Mahalia Jackson's that included Silent Night. Adi Sr. was a great fan of qawwali music and himself a singer. He asked Mani which records were being played, and Mani wrote to him on 30 September, as regards Baba's favorite qawwali records played at Meherazad, the present lot being played is records we got this year from Pune, which are hence easily available at any good music shop. They are ghazals sung by K.L. Sehgal, Begum Akhtar, Talat Mahmud, Mohammad Rafi, but only of songs composed by the well-known poets Ghalib, Jigar Moradabadi, Behzad, Badil, and Shakil Badatuni. A favorite song sung by Habib Kawal Nizami is obtained in Columbia record GE 23179. Another is by the boy Master Madan, obtained in his master's voice record number 14509. And of course, there are a number of others. The biggest lot by far that we have, but which is from the old lot we have been playing since previously, and very favorite songs of Baba, very often played, are by Kalan Khan and Party. I gave a list of these ones to Hoshang Barucha of Navsari and to others also, but they are not any more available, it seems. See Volume 1, Appendix C, for a list of these and other songs and music played for Baba. Over the years, the original Chick Henderson recording of Begin the Begin, which they had been playing since Bangalore, became worn out. Baba wanted a new recording of it, and one was sent from America. This version was by Bing Crosby, but Baba did not like it as much. Nevertheless, along with qawwali records, whenever he was in the mood for music, Baba always had this new recording of Begin the Begin played, along with a few others by Bing Crosby. Max Hefliger sent Baba a musical Swiss chalet on which were a small cow, flowers, and two tiny figures dancing. When it was wound up, the music box played Begin the Begin. Baba held and admired it. Two young American brothers, Irwin and Edward Luck, had met Baba at Guru Prasad at the second Darshan program at the end of May. Despite the ban on correspondence, Irwin had written to Erich in October asking certain questions about eliminating desires. Erich was unwell, so Mani replied on 21 October. You ask Erich what desires you have left that need eliminating. If you must ask the question, it can only be to yourself, and the answer can only come from yourself. Or you can dare to ask him, all caps, all capitals, within your heart, of course. And he will pick up your self like a piece of wood and shake it so that in time all the strangers of hidden termites will crawl out and you can become aware of them. I'm saying this from my own inner experience. But frankly, to me, your biggest bug, dear Irwin, seems your desire to compel his grace, your quote unquote attachment to God realization that sometimes mars the beauty of that friendship with him. Do not be attached to him for what he can give, only for what he is. Do not let him be your favorite uncle because he can give you a fortune. Love him because he is your uncle. For nothing could make him hold back his grace more than knowing that you covet his godhood rather than his love.
What a beautiful answer. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the same subject, Mani once observed, how fortunate that all of Baba's lovers come to him directly because they are not coming to ask him for any material benefits or for anything else. They are coming solely to offer their love, and they receive spiritual benefits because he is the giver of that. Other gurus say, come to me, I will give you this, I will give you that. Meher Baba says, come to me, I will take away this, I will take away that. Because it is really the taking away that is the grace, the gift. And we'll stop here and continue next week on page
Wow, that was beautiful.
255. Yeah.
Uh, this
That,
book is really amazing.
that was funny. The the one of the twins
Yeah,
uh,
so funny. Yeah. And that they didn't recognize him,